Hello, hello. Hello again. It is time.
Well, now I know where metal flowers come from. A last-ditch effort to stop the Pharaoh plague. Demeter must have started distributing them after it took refuge in the greenhouse.
Huh.
Yes, it's time for Gemini. Are we ready for this? Here, this is for Julia.
You wish to discuss something else?
Now that you know who the enemy is, do you have any questions?
I'll admit, I find them hard to grasp. From the heavens. And invulnerable.
For now.
I will leave the strategy to you. I trust you will point my blade where it will cut the deepest.
I should go get ready.
I will sharpen my blade.
I was hoping you'd be back soon.
I hope firing off those pulse generators will be enough to distract the Zeniths.
It'll work. It has to.
Always optimistic, huh?
Nah, just stubborn. It's a good quality to have when dealing with you.
Yeah, right. I need to go get ready.
Make sure you upgrade any gear you'll need.
Thanks for the pro tip, buddy. You too.
Aloy, we're ready to head out on our mission.
The Zeniths did a number on Beta. But she seems to trust Varl.
I still can't believe she told him the Zeniths are immortals. Old ones who cut themselves off from the cycle of life and decay. I've never heard of anything so selfish. To deny our dying bodies to the Earth. To doom the life that would bloom in their place. It's despicable.
I need to get going.
Abundance be with you.
And also with you. I like that greeting. Abundance be with you.
Just a second. Hi.
Must be strange to think that some of the ancestors your tribe reveres are still alive. And here on Earth, right now.
Yeah, it is. Part of me's curious to know who else besides Eric Visser might be among them. Maybe Nikita Arand? We call her the Spark. The legacy tells us she brought unlimited energy to the old ones. Or Sung Jiao, whom we call the Healer. It is said she found new ways to extend the ancestors' lifespans. But my curiosity fades when I think of how different our view of Visser was compared to the reality that you experienced. Perhaps it is better not to know.
I have to go.
I'll be ready to head out when you call.
We should do a outfit poll. So I'm wearing Tanakh right now, so what would that put it at? Nora, Karja, Azuram, or Utaru for Gemini. I do know what I think I prefer for this quest. Go ahead and vote. I could get, go chat with Beta just to do it, and then we'll talk with Gaia, and then we'll change outfits.
You made it back. Hey, Beta. I'm back.
Hi. What do you need?
So you know about the extinction signal?
It was speculation, but the only logical conclusion why Gaia suddenly self-destructed after operating efficiently for centuries. Gaia would have only undertaken such a desperate course of action if it had detected a threat to life on Earth that was more dangerous than ceasing function altogether. I should have realized that she would also order the recreation of Elizabeth Sobek to rebuild her.
Her plan almost failed. If I hadn't stumbled upon a focus as a kid, things would have been a lot different. You said the Zenith's colony in the Sirius system was destroyed. What happened?
All I was ever told was that a natural disaster forced them to leave Sirius. I've speculated that it was an extrasolar object or a cataclysmic seismic event. Or maybe even an abnormally violent coronal mass ejection from Sirius A.
Did the Zeniths tell you any details? Something that might narrow it down?
They said the only thing that mattered was that they survived. First Earth, 1,000 years ago, and then Sirius.
Guess they survived old age too. You said you spent years studying in a training interface. Was this archive you mentioned part of that?
But only the parts I was permitted to access. Aristotle and Aspasia, the avatars of the archive, would assign me learning modules and evaluate my progress.
Wait, those names. They were designed to be the virtual guides for the Apollo database. Before Ted Faro purged it.
The Zeniths have a copy.
So it still exists. And you got to learn from it.
Only what was deemed pertinent to the mission. If I requested information outside of my parameters, my tutors would deny it.
To have all that knowledge, just out of reach. Must have been frustrating.
A little.
You said you saw an opportunity to escape when you went to capture Eleuthia. What did you do, exactly?
Whenever I was taken out on a mission to recover a subordinate function, only one of the Zeniths would go with me.
The one the rebels killed, outside the facility.
Baina's dead? How did they bypass her shield?
I'm looking into it. But you were talking about your escape?
Well, when it was time to use the Zenith's transmitter to send Eleuthia back to base, I also sent the encrypted transmission. Then I distracted Verbena long enough to seal myself in the ectogenic chamber, altering the facility's log so it appeared that there were only 236 containers.
And the Gaia root kernel?
I told them I could capture Eleuthia faster if I had it with me, and they believed me.
Well done. So how goes setting up on the merge?
Guy and I have added a function that will display a holographic interface to visualize the data stream from Hephaestus.
It should make expunging its malicious code a little more efficient. That's great. Whatever we can do to cut down the merge time is going to increase our chance of success. Good work. I'll continue to search for other ways to speed up the process. But whenever you're ready, I am too. So when you talk to the others, are you calling them over the focus? No.
Not me stalling so that I don't have to do Gemini. What?
He's funny. But loud. I wish I could show him the media portal and the data channel. I think he would like the sports hollows. There was one where two people would criticize each other before wrestling to see who was stronger. It was
About to close the vote, so get your last chance votes
but I
in.
think Aaron would enjoy it. Yeah, you're right. I bet he would. I gotta go.
All right. Be safe.
Alrighty, Nora wins. I like the nice classic. Was this the one that you were talking about? Or do we want to go with the tracker? What are we thinking? Or we've got the Sentinel. I like the tracker. There's also the dad fit. Astro says tracker. I say I like tracker. With or without the headpiece. I really like the headpiece on this one. Not the dad fit, not for this quest especially. Emotional. We did say we were going to do this one last night and we never ended up doing it. I like it with the headpiece as well. There we go. We're going Nora for this. Alright, sister. We had a nice heart-to-heart. Bye, Beta. Is there anything else I can use to stall? I mean, anything else I can do before initiating this quest? Alright, time to Gemini. Yay! I was like, oh no, the door is glitched. I can't do Gemini ever again. What a tragedy. Guess the game's over now.
Hello, Aloy.
Hey, Gaia. So, me and Beta, I guess you heard what happened.
Yes. I am continuously impressed by the complexity of human relationships. Despite the unpleasant circumstances that led to your quarrel, I am pleased to see you have both found an agreeable resolution.
Well, two heads are better than one, right?
Yes, I believe so. Are you ready to depart for Cauldron Gemini? Or we can continue our conversation, if you like.
There was an ancient tank embedded in the bulwark, buried under a bunch of boulders. Any idea
Which
how it got there?
specific line did you say is
During
your
the
favorite
Pharaoh
one?
Plague, the U.S. military resumed the use of human combatants, as automated machinery was unreliable. It is possible the vehicle was part of a pre-automated war fleet.
So they fought against the Pharaoh machines in the valley, until the mountain was blasted apart and buried them.
Okay, that's the one I thought. I just wanted to make sure.
So
It's such a
found
good
his
line.
corpse. What do you
Like,
think
such
Ted
a
would have
good
done
line.
if his life extension treatments had worked?
It seems he convinced himself it was his duty to guide future humans. Given the tribal nature of new humans, and his ability to use Omega clearance on the terraforming system, I imagine he would have convinced one or more tribes to worship him as their patriarchal deity.
Okay. Yep, glad that didn't happen. Aside from Gaia Prime and Thebes, there was one other underground facility that was sealed before the Pharaoh Plague reached it. Elysium. The place where Zero Dawn staff and their families went to live out their lives. Do you know what happened to it?
Elysium was designed to provide life support for 100 years. My data indicates the facility went offline well before then.
Did the Pharaoh Plague find them?
Unknown. My connection to the facility was abruptly severed.
I found some data in one of the rooms you unlocked. It mentioned that there are still functional seed banks beneath this facility. Why is it there?
My predecessor was tasked with reconstituting the biosphere with primary and secondary plant species. Had everything gone according to plan, humans would have eventually been able to introduce tertiary species, including new crops.
Can we access them now?
Unfortunately, it will have to wait. I require control over the machines in order to access and distribute the preserved seed stock.
And for that we need Hephaestus. It's something to look into later then. So what will happen to this place while we're at Gemini?
I forgot there's a
All
good bit of
systems
dialogue.
within this facility will continue to operate. As Minerva will no longer be masking this location, the facility will be exposed to detection. Though without my presence, it is unlikely to attract attention.
Let's hope so. Gaia? What was Elizabeth like?
Her presence is interwoven with my memories. The moment I came online, she was there. We exchanged greetings, names, then set to our task. It was the first of many conversations. I enjoyed being in her company, listening to her stories. She was my creator, my guide.
Your friend.
Yes. When I reviewed the data on your focus, I was saddened to learn of her fate, though I am glad she made it home. I deeply wish she did not have to be alone.
She was okay with that. She gave all of herself. Did all that she could. Thanks, Gaia. So Gemini has 2 data cores. I've never seen a cauldron like that. But you mentioned something about seismic activity?
When my predecessor attempted to build the cauldron, construction was disrupted by a series of earthquakes. The data core had already been built, but the rest of the facility sustained damage. So, she began again. A second core was built. However, when more tremblers occurred, she abandoned the site.
Lucky for us. Are the quakes still happening?
No, though they did also create instabilities in other facilities in the region.
There's something I've been wondering. How could Ted Faro create a clearance level higher than Alpha? Elizabeth made sure he wouldn't interfere with the project.
It is plausible he tasked his own engineers with creating a back door to the Zero Dawn system, without Elizabeth's knowledge. My predecessor did not even know of its existence until he activated it to purge the Apollo database. It is, in effect, a blind spot. One that will allow us to subdue Hephaestus.
So, about Beta. I never really saw the difference between us, until now. She's been through so much. Completely alone.
You have both endured many hardships. Different in almost every respect, yet equally remarkable. I like to think of you as two miracles, born of Elizabeth
It's
Sobek.
so painful.
3, then. Let's not forget about you, Gaia.
But so good.
How's Catalo doing?
Since his return from testing his arm, he appears to be more at ease with himself. I have examined the arm's fitting to ensure optimal use and comfort. He should be well equipped to face the battles ahead.
Good. He was already a tough fighter. All this data I've picked up in ancient bunkers and ruins. I guess I never really thought that other people would be looking at it.
Based on my observations, your companions engage quite frequently with this material. Erend has asked on numerous occasions about birthday parties. He appears perplexed by the tradition of serving a sweet confection, as it conflicts with the Oseram tradition of serving sparkling stout ale. He also suggested we host a party for you, as a surprise.
Yeah, no thanks.
That is what I predicted.
So now that you have Ether, Demeter, and Poseidon, how's the biosphere looking?
In the local region, conditions have improved. Superstorms have subsided. Water sources have been purified, and soil conditions remediated. These improvements will stave off environmental collapse for a few additional months.
Well, with luck, soon you'll have Hephaestus. Then you'll be able to fix the biosphere for good, right?
Correct. I will be able to design and produce robotic agents to permanently reverse the environmental damage that has accumulated.
Is Catalo getting along with everyone?
Yes, though he prefers to spend most of the time alone. He appears to be collating data on war machine progression and significant battles during the Pharaoh Plague, to aid in the creation of a war map of Operation Enduring Victory. I believe he aims to study the tactics of old world warfare.
I'd be interested in seeing that.
It appears to be a private pastime for him. He has repeatedly declined my offers to assist his research.
How's all of us settling in?
As soon as she arrived, Alva was eager to study the data in the archive. A particular file soon caught her attention. Information about a machine assistant devoted to keeping living spaces neat and orderly. I informed her that once I am empowered with the abilities of Hephaestus, I may be able to design such a machine.
I'm sure she'll like that. When I set out to find a way to bring you back, I never thought we'd be here, like this. Among friends.
Me either,
They have all
Aloy.
come a long way with their improvised educations. Varl has suggested that one day we might extend this model to more tribal inhabitants, once the biosphere has been stabilized.
Yeah, that's not such a bad idea.
I love that they
It's your
introduced
way of
that.
running the lessons. So our plan to capture Hephaestus. Let's go over it again.
As you wish. Thanks to Beta's test, we now know that Hephaestus will
Horizon
not
Zero
respond
cost
to your
education.
alpha clearance.
Which is why I got Ted Pharaoh's Omega clearance.
Correct. While you were gone, Beta constructed the transport rig and pulse generators. When we get to Gemini, I will need to be installed on one of the facility's cores. The second core is for Hephaestus. Using Omega clearance will allow you to trap it.
And then you'll be able to absorb it.
Not quite. You will need to manually remove Hephaestus's malicious code before the merge.
How long will that take?
Because the work will be split between you and Beta, it will take approximately 4.5 hours.
And during that time, the others will create a distraction for us using the pulse generators, right?
Correct. They will each take position at a cauldron door and fire off their device. The energy surge should mask our activities until the merge is complete.
And then we'll have everything we need to defeat the Zeniths. Sounds like a plan.
Have I not had these conversations? Why are they all light-colored?
Beta believes the Zeniths want to use the terraforming system to wipe out life on Earth.
This is not me avoiding Gemini. What are you talking about? Should I keep talking?
Our hypothesis.
Or should I just do the freaking quest?
Given their
Or
technology,
something
they could wipe
else.
out the tribes of the world by easier means. And if they're the same people who left Earth 1,000 years ago, wouldn't they want the biosphere to be as it was?
It is likely they adjusted to different planetary conditions.
My life is in your
Colony
hands,
and
chat.
Sirius. They may be trying to recreate that environment here.
Turning Earth into a new Sirius. Their own personal playground. The extinction signal didn't just wake Hades. It made every subordinate function self-aware. Why?
I feel like I had this conversation already.
So far as I can tell, Hades was a sort
I'm so confused. Why are they not gray? Why do you do this game? I have way too much ADHD for these things to ungray themselves.
From the records on your focus, it appears Far Zenith had an informant during the
Okay,
development of
Julia.
Zero
You're
Dawn.
right. You're
Henshaw.
right. I'm
He was
stalling.
supposed to steal a copy of the system for Far Zenith.
I've already had this conversation.
Yes, despite it.
It's just like, I'm like, well, have I already had it this playthrough? Or have I already had it, like, in general? And which one am I remembering? Because it's just a replay of the video, so it's like...
Okay.
I know, you're right, you're
time to
right,
have-
Julia, you're right. Okay, cutscene. Emotional scene with smiling faces and things flying overhead. Her first time seeing the sun. Beta's first sunburn. Look at her! Aloy's gonna keep you safe. It's all gonna be okay. Beta is allowing herself to trust and hope.
All right.
Things better work out.
Booting up.
She doesn't have much of that left in her, Aloy.
Beta, Aloy. I am fully installed on this core and ready to connect to the Cauldron network.
It's good to hear your voice.
She's trusting in you, Aloy.
Alert, everyone. Fire your pulses and sound off.
I'm at my cauldron. This thingy, it's blinking. Did I do it right? In position at my cauldron. My pulse generator is blinking also.
That means they're working. I'm in position, and mine is too.
Mine as well.
Okay. Radio silence until I give the all clear. Signing off.
Everyone's so hopeful. Look at their smiles.
Gaia?
Alva's not freaking out. It's okay. We're a team. We're doing it.
Connecting to the Cauldron network now.
Elizabeth Sobek, Alpha Prime. Activating Omega clearance. Elizabeth Sobek, Alpha Prime. Activating Omega clearance.
Clearance confirmed. Initiating containment sequence.
It's so hopeful musicness.
Lock it down!
Terminating external connections.
It's working. It's got nowhere to go. Wait, what's that?
Malware detected. Attempting to compensate.
It's cracked.
Look!
Autonomous defenses. Directive neutralize.
That means machines are on their way.
File time. Beta is wearing
Here they come.
sandals.
For'll stay here. Protect Beta.
Got it.
Be careful.
I just want to shoot you, but you're too far away. Why are you like that?
Stay back.
Wait, no, it's acid in this game, not fire.
Over here, you!
If you hurt Beta, I will hurt you.
Aloy, get a hand over here! Draw it away from Beta!
Beta!
Stay back!
Listen to her, she's so scared.
Get back!
I am bad at shredders.
Over here, you! Aloy, get a hand over here! Draw it away from Beta!
That's all of them for now. You two okay?
Still breathing.
Sorry, there was something I needed to do. You were talking before I left?
Still breathing.
Aloy, Hephaestus can't escape, but it must have fled.
Deeper into the facility. I'll drive it back here.
I'll get the cracked core fixed in the meantime.
Keep her safe, Laurel.
On my life.
Hurt. She's so, like, fragile. She, like, lived in the closet her whole life doing schoolwork.
Right, first things first, move these wires aside.
Go get Hephaestus. Don't worry about us.
I'm not ready for this.
Go away, we'll be okay. They were tough. Aloy and I have fought bigger before.
I am just not excited about that one room with the leaf flashers at all. I just remember when I did it and then the node wouldn't activate, so I had to redo it. Now I'm so scared that's gonna happen again. I never want to see another leaf flasher again.
But I might be able to patch into the facility systems. See what Hephaestus is up to.
You can do it.
Making smart decisions. Jumping into pits of electric light. That was crazy. You're saying purge water is the trick to leaf flashers? I do have these purge water arrows. Was it like leaf flashers and a Grimhorn? Later. Is there lava? Okay, alright, let's continue. I'm not ready for any. It takes. It's the worst though, because it's like the longer it takes, the longer I'm in Gemini also, so it's like I should just rip the band-aid off, but oh my god, it's a very large band-aid. The end.
You don't, Hephaestus!
You jerk. I was standing on that.
Aloy, I'm patched into your focus feed. You should know there's a huge power draw coming from the next chamber.
Thanks for the heads up. I'm almost there.
Beta, thank you. There is a long leg. You're right. Why am I so nervous for this? I've done it before. I can do it again. It's just there's a lot more to the nervousness. It's so pretty.
It's some kind of production chamber. Festus is up to something, all right?
This audio thing right here.
What kind of machine?
Thanks for the.
I don't know, but I'm gonna shut it down.
Playing on my fears there, Gorilla.
Getting materials from.
I bet that's where Festus is hiding too.
Look at how they have it looking like full magnetic fluid doing weird things in the poolness. It's so cool looking. Hold on just a second. I need to sip my drink.
Let me think. What if you bypass the processor? Connect it to
the power node. I think that could work.
I think it could.
Well, we did say rip the band-aid off, right? Am I forgetting something? Yes. Hi. I'm very smart.
There's an opening at the top of the shield.
Oops. There we go. There we go.
code you can override. Near the central platform.
You said purge water and then spear them? Julia?
Reverse corrected for F6.
Woohoo! Oh no, not that. Wait, what?
Cycle pipelines A2 and
Woohoo! No!
production pods 059228.
Oh, they do knock down easy. Great tip. Hey, I need to purge water it again. Great advice from Julia. Woo! Very good advice.
Some help.
I need to adjust how I'm sitting. Hold on. That is so real. Used to hate them, so you started killing them a lot. That's, you know, that's how I came to not hate Glinthawks in Zero Dawn, even though they are still frustrating. Especially on my no-skill playthrough. When you can't slow down time, Glinthawks become a whole new level of Glinthawkness. Oof. That was an experience. Okay. Like, what do I want to spend my volatile sludge on? The question of the game.
activate emergency purge of pipeline J85.
What should I do on the slaughter spine? I was so nervous about the slaughter spine my first time doing ultra hard on this, and then it was so easy. Like, I killed the slaughter spine so quick.
The machine's on the way. Beta! Hephaestus has locked me out of the node. Any ideas?
I'll see what I can do.
I'll die the way I lived, running in fear. You broke my parachute thingy. That's not allowed. There we go.
Prepare materials well.
You have changed my life, Julia. You have changed my life, Julia. I don't hate leaf blasters anymore. I feel bad for them, in fact. Like, it's like sad. Like, you're like sad now. That was rude. Okay. It really just is that easy now. And they're so pretty when they're shiny. Oh, that noise is so pained. You completely changed my most dreaded room in the whole game into a laughable experience, but like in a good way. Are they dead? Is it just this guy now? Hello.
Sounds like it fled to another chamber.
Well, I'd better not get comfortable.
I want it, even though I know it's not much. It's there, and knowing it's there means I need it now. That's the rules. I don't make them, I just follow my instincts into them. Look at how pretty this is. Even with this and like really squeaky purple noises. Oh no, the floor is electrified.
Great. Hephaestus covered the floor with lightning. I gotta find a way over it.
Aloy! More machines keep coming! Please tell me you're getting close!
I'm working on it. I've been smashing through a lot of machines on my side, too.
I guess Aaron's missing out!
Anyway, I'm making progress on the bypass, but I need something to hold the cycling module together.
Maybe a ligament from one of the machine carcasses?
Right. Or some luminous braiding.
And you could reinforce it with a conversion cylinder.
For increased connectivity. I think we can do this, Aloy.
I might be able to catch a ride on the rail. Go over the shield.
Ah, shit. Well, I'm kind of trying to focus on the game right now. I love that too much. Okay. What was it you can like, almost like Spider-Man-y. This quest stresses me out. Ah! No, what did I just do?
Got it.
I didn't even know I had that equipped. Oh, I am not winning this fight yet.
Oh, here we go again.
This is all good. I'll try to get your access back.
Keep me on my feet.
How is this Watcher, like, not dying, though?
Access restored. Now you can override it. Good work. You did the heavy lifting.
Oof. Read the words I wrote you. I'm not able to pay super duper much attention to the chat right now because I'm like kind of in some intense fights here. So we chose the outfit earlier, so that's so. No, you want that shield weaver. Maybe another time. I think I'd prefer not, you know, just like with the rule about like no backseat gaming, I'd prefer not to be like given directives from the chat in such a manner. Can I get to this node, or did the bellow back like... That would be the worst.
Okay. This is running out of places to hide.
Aloy?
The music. The freaking music. Gorilla, how dare you.
Is happening.
Here too. Everything's glowing.
Astro, don't you curse me this way. Hold on, I need a sip of my drink, and I just need to catch my breath over the thought of that. And let's listen to this beautiful music for just a moment. Did it go away? It seriously went away. Okay, well, hold on.
It's powerful, whatever it is. I'm almost done with the core repairs. Should we come to you? Maybe I could distract the machine if...
No, Beta. Just stay where you are, okay? Handling the machine's my job.
Okay. Be safe.
Please don't tell me, like, I've asked... Hold on. So, just, I would prefer if you would refrain from giving directives in the chat. Please. If it continues, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. Kind of, to me, that follows under the same umbrella as, like, backseat gaming. It's one thing when I've got a poll going, but if I'm not doing a poll, then I don't want to be, like, told to change outfits on Aloy and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So, please keep any input of that nature to when I'm actually reaching out with a poll or with a question to the chat. Thanks. Like, unless it's with a very open hand, like, obviously, like, feel it out, you know what I mean? I sometimes regret that oh yeah, this outfit is weak to plasma.
It's done. You did it! There should be one more node to override.
However, Slaughter Spine is weak to having itself exploded. This freaking fight, I was so worried about it the first time I played this game on Ultra Hard, and then it was done in like 15 seconds, and I was like, oh. Because there's no more fights left, right? Like, that was it. We did the fight in the main room. We fought the Slaughter Spine. We did the 2 side rooms. That's the fights. It's talkie-talkie from here. So, the purge water on Leaf Lasher's trick is gonna forever change my life. I gotta stop. My problem with Horizon Forbidden West is, like, I'm playing this immediately after Horizon Zero Dawn, and there's a good number of sessions it takes to get me back into Horizon Forbidden West mode after playing Zero Dawn. Because you have to play him different. You can't play him the same. And I keep trying to play it like Zero Dawn. But also, part of the fun is like knowingly playing it wrong. So it's like, I'm not in any rush to necessarily... That's also why I'm like, you know what? Yes, please give me advice, Julia. But just like wait until like, obviously like the moments when I'm asking for it for the most part. Feel it out for the most part. Let's override a node.
No more hiding, Hephaestus!
Got it!
Yeah.
Hephaestus is back in the core!
That Leaf Lasher fight, that took me like 45 minutes to get out of that room that one time.
Because of you,
I'm
Beta.
scarred forever from that freaking room. I mean, that's partially because I was being a coward, though. Like, I was just running.
Couldn't have done any of this without you.
Right back at you, Aloy.
Emotional. This is so crazy looking. So freaking trippy. Just look at this for a second. Can you imagine standing in this? Being like... having to walk on these like uneven floors. You are right. Okay, it's time to go forward. Enough stalling. It is time. Everyone, settle in. We have some long conversations ahead. Clear all distractions from your mind. Breathe in. Breathe out. Hello, Beta. Hello, Varl. Hello, Gaia. We succeeded. We beat the slaughter spine. We survived the kangaroo machines. We are winners. Look at you go. We are awesome. We did it. We killed the machines. The behemoth is gone. The ravager's gone. Everything is A-O-A. Hephaestus thought it was going to get us, but no, we're going to get Hephaestus. Me and my first friend and my sister. And her toes. That's right. Beta's toes. Getting shit done.
The core is stable. Hephaestus is 100% contained.
That's it. That's Gemini. The game is over. We did the final quest.
It's all set up.
This song is called Trinity.
Gaia, establish the link, please.
The voices represent Aloy and Beta coming together and working as one. It's very beautiful. The look that Beta has on her face also very freaking just enjoy.
Okay, to complete the merge, we need to excise Hephaestus' malicious code. Carefully.
Redundant copy. You cost us quite a lot of time. Eric, get Beta.
You shot her right in the bad rib. So my D&D game is tomorrow, and this character I made is accidentally Tilda. We started this game before Tilda's character came out, but literally I'm like a wood elf that wears like a white suit with a like metal armband that projects a light shield, and I'm like 6 feet tall with platinum hair. I'm a researcher, so I'm in this like lab coat, but it's like elven. But then I wanted to have like a Mass Effect like gauntlet made of light that has like a scanner and all of my research notes in it. This is me distracting myself from the pain is what I'm doing. That's what's happening. This isn't happening. This isn't real. No. Beta is not in pain. Aloy did not break her promise.
Tilda, get Gaia and Hephaestus.
I don't know what you're talking about. This is a bad dream. You're about to wake up.
Tilda!
The game ended. This is like your imagination during the credits.
What the hell are you doing?
I have the light cantrip.
I can't even see her!
I'm a knowledge cleric. You could say that I'm a data broker of sorts.
Beta.
The first time I played this game, I didn't believe that that was, like, for real. I didn't believe that that was really happening. I was just like, nope, there's some sort of plot twist that's about to come out. Then we wake up here and I was like, or not. Okay.
Where am I?
Ah, you're awake. You took quite a hit when Gerard attacked you.
Carrion loss.
I imagine you must still be in a great deal of pain. I can assure you that we are safe.
I am in a great
The
deal
others
of
can't
pain.
detect us here.
How did you know?
The other Zeniths. You must be Tilda.
I wasn't sure if Beta would have told you about me.
What did you do to her?
Alive. And while she isn't where she wants to be, not in urgent danger. We must discuss how to get her back, of course, after you've shaken off the cobwebs. When you're ready, take the stairs down the hall and come see me. In the meantime, I'll make breakfast.
Breakfast.
Okay.
Horizon 1 apple. Horizon cup of coffee. Horizon forbidden eggs. That's really interesting. I feel like I remember you mentioning your brown-eyed Aloy. The opera track.
What is this?
Just a few favorites from my collection. Rescued and stored here just before I went off-world. Take a look, if you like. I'm curious to hear your impressions.
My friend is dead. Beta and Gaia are gone, and you want me to look at old paintings?
Don't be so quick to dismiss the comfort we can find in art, or the insight we might gain.
There is a lot. IDK video games, the end. Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
My favorite pairing.
I have to use these.
Woman reading a letter.
I'm probably reading into things too much, but also, I don't know,
and on
man.
the right is a forgery. Woman reading music, which fooled experts into believing it was a priceless original. Early in my career, I became fascinated with such deceptions. Eventually, I developed scanning software that could detect fakes with unparalleled accuracy.
Is that how you made enough money to buy your way onto the Odyssey?
Oh, no.
Like, my interpretation of this dialogue first time playing this game versus my interpretation of this now, very different places.
Why do you keep the forgery?
I've always enjoyed studying the two side by side. Both painters capture light, color, and perspective. But what makes one a masterpiece and the other simply an imitation?
The forgery looks sharper.
Good eye. The details are crisp. The contrast bold. It tells us more, and yet
that's a good
feel
movie to
less.
write.
What's in the letter?
Who can say? What does the painting tell you?
She's concerned. Whatever's written in the letter troubles her. Burden she can't put down.
Fascinating.
Why go through so much effort to make a fake masterpiece?
The forger initially painted under his own name, but found little success. His work was considered unremarkable. But when he took on the guise of Vermeer, suddenly it was celebrated as extraordinary.
But it was a lie. And he knew it.
Sometimes we struggle to glean what is real and imagined, even within ourselves. The irony of these two is that Vermeer died in obscurity. He had no idea his work would become some of the most precious, most copied, most preserved pieces in all history.
I did some learning about this guy, and his story is freaking insane. The end.
Selene and Endymion. She's the goddess of the moon, whereas he's a simple shepherd. Beside her is the god of love, Cupid.
So she's sneaking up on him?
More like visiting him in secret. The torch that Cupid bears represents Selene's undying infatuation with him. Though the two must remain apart, her love will forever burn.
And why can't Selene and Endymion be together?
Selene took a vow of chastity, promising to never take a lover. So when she fell in love with Endymion, she could only visit him at night while he slept.
But then wouldn't she be breaking that vow?
Think of it as a forbidden love. Though circumstance keeps them apart, still they find a way to come together, however briefly.
Aren't Selene and Endymion cold?
Perhaps we should move on to another piece. Shall we move on? This is Rembrandt painting Jeremiah, a man in mourning.
Mourning what?
His home. The ancient city of Jerusalem. He foresaw its impending doom, but could do nothing to prevent it. So instead, he saved its treasures from destruction, just as I saved these works. You could say we're kindred spirits.
It makes me think of Till We Have Faces also. In a lot of ways, this game makes me think of that.
Why didn't he save the people? Why save those relics?
He tried. But no one would listen to his warning, so he saved what he could.
But how did he know?
He was a prophet. He saw an army invade and destroy the city in a vision.
So it's more like he calculated which side would win a battle.
What matters is that he was right in the end. If not for him, all those wonders would have been lost forever. At least this way, some part of his world survived. You know what I like the most about this piece? Even though he's the sole survivor, his home in ruins, left with only the remnants of his world. The light keeps the shadows at bay.
There's still hope.
Precisely. Take as long as you like.
This painting isn't actually called The Night's Watch, I'm told. But I don't remember the rest of that story, so the end.
Rembrandt's The Night Watch, by far the most famous painting my homeland ever produced. It was commissioned to honor a militia made up of influential citizens.
I guess you must have been an influential citizen.
in my day.
Officers and men of
but
the
not
company
as
of Captain
influential as you've been
Standing
in this new
can't
world.
pronounce this, whatever. So I think they changed the name.
The militia. They look disorganized.
Where others painted such scenes in a stiff and stationary manner, Rembrandt chose to show them in action, preparing to march. He wanted them to feel alive. You can almost hear the commotion.
Who's the girl in the painting?
She's a strange one, isn't she? Bathed in light, though no one is paying attention to her. Many believe she's a symbol of the militia. A physical manifestation of their spirit, if you will.
But she's not real?
What's real in a painting? She's meant to represent the militia's virtue and victory. But I like to think they underestimate her. She looks as if she's seen something. What does she know? What secrets does she keep? There's so much detail to take in, isn't there? A portrait of the painter, Rembrandt's son Titus, depicted in the habit of a monk.
I don't get it. Why would someone like you, with infinite resources, care about this painting of a boy in a hood?
It's not the image itself, but the feeling it conveys. The face is bright and defined, but his eyes are downcast, heavy with misfortune. And the background seems to swallow all light. The painting is infused with a sense of loss.
I guess I understand how the painter feels.
Works of art such as these can often cause us to look inwards at our own lives. I'm sorry about your friend. Had I been able to intervene, I would have. But the risk of losing you as well was too great.
Everything went by in a blur. I couldn't get to him.
You know, long before holograms and focus recordings, people relied on art to memorialize their loved ones. Because of works like this painting, their lives are immortalized. Rembrandt had 4 children by his wife. All but Titus died shortly after she gave birth to them. She passed not long after that. Titus became the only family Rembrandt had.
Which is why he painted him this way.
Indeed. Then tragedy struck again. Disease claimed Titus at 26. It's almost as if Rembrandt painted the future, closing in on him. Rembrandt actually painted several portraits of Titus, but this one has always been my favorite. It's honest.
What do you mean?
In others, Titus was portrayed in brighter, livelier states, but here, Rembrandt allows himself to express his true feelings. Sorrow, fear, hope, love. Laid bare on canvas for all time. I see this one resonates deeply with you.
Boat.
By Willem van de Velde, the most famous of his many maritime paintings.
A ship crossing into the unknown. I guess you're familiar with that.
Indeed, which is why I appreciate this composition in particular. Though waves and wind threaten to destroy the ship, it perseveres, clinging to the light even as darkness closes in all around it.
Where is the ship going?
To a faraway land, most likely. My ancestors used ships like these to explore the world, sometimes at great cost.
What were they looking for?
Anything of value. They were traders willing to face unknown dangers to make their fortunes. But no matter how far they went, they always turned their sails home.
So this Van de Velde only painted ships?
It was his specialty. Following in the footsteps of his father, Willem the Elder. The two had quite a journey of their own, taking them all the way to the court of a foreign kingdom.
Did they ever come home?
No, but eventually their lives' work did. Take your time. Stunning, isn't it? Paintings were the only masterpieces of my people's golden age. This is Van Vianen's lidded ewer, molded from a single sheet of silver.
What was it for?
How like Elizabeth you are. Function over form. Its practical purpose was less important than its meaning. Van Vianen created it in honor of his late brother, who himself was a famous silversmith.
A memorial?
Yes. Such beauty from sorrow.
If this ewer was a memorial, how did you end up with it?
As the Pharaoh's swarm closed in, my homeland's greatest museum gave it to me, along with many other works, in the hope that I could preserve them. A masterpiece like this was too important to lose to history. I even considered bringing it with me off-world to ensure its safety.
Why didn't you?
I took a calculated risk. This vault seemed more secure than the unknowns of space. Besides, I thought someday I might return. A long life, after all, has its advantages. Now, lo and behold, here I am. Exquisite, isn't it?
A lot of weight on his shoulders. I know the feeling. I should move on. She's pulling out her own hair. Out of madness, out of grief. It's hard to watch her suffer. I should move on.
Here we go!
There you are. Feeling better?
How did you find us? At the cauldron? And what did you do to everyone right before I passed out?
All business, I see. Well, suffice it to say we were keeping a very close eye on Hephaestus, knowing we would need it at some point. Your ruse didn't fool us, and as for my little trick, it was an overload of the senses, accompanied by an energy discharge. Gerard and Eric were only momentarily disoriented due to their shields, but it rendered you unconscious while I got you out. Perhaps some breakfast might steady you a bit?
This was your house. The one you recreated for Beta, in the data channel you shared.
How perceptive of you. Please, this way.
After everything your people have done, you think I'm just gonna sit down and have a chat with you?
They're not my people. They never were, and especially not now.
You shot off into space with them, and lived with them for 1,000 years before coming back. So what made you suddenly turn on them?
Quite simply, this.
My old focus. You repaired it? But that means you've seen...
incredible things. What you've accomplished in 2 decades of life. A 1,000 years at my back and I haven't even come close. I'm sorry if I invaded your privacy, but I had to. In order to understand. To be enlightened. You truly are Elizabeth's blood. With her drive, her sense of mission, her integrity. Watching all this shamed me for the company that I've kept. Having seen it, all I want is to help you.
Even if it means stopping your friends?
Especially so. Please, sit down. There. That's better. Now, we must recover Beta and Gaia at all costs. By now, you must know that Gerard intends to use Gaia to reboot the Earth's biosphere. Remaking this world to specifications that would only suit us immortals. This process will kill every living thing on the planet. He calls it a clean install.
Not if I stop him first.
Not if we do. And once he and the others are gone, we can work together to fulfill Elizabeth's dream. I'm sure Beta told you that there's a build of the Apollo database on board our ship. A complete collection of human knowledge. With that and Gaia, we could do everything Elizabeth wanted. Heal the biosphere, educate the people of this world.
She does look like a PS5.
Create the world she imagined.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. From what I've seen, your friends are invincible.
I do wish you would stop calling them my friends. And they're not invincible. In fact, a friend of yours has found a way to defeat them.
Silence.
Oh, he's been a busy bee, building an army powerful enough to crash through Gerard's precious base.
Regala and her rebels.
Even now she's preparing a final march on the Tenakth capital. When she wins, she'll have the entire tribe under her control. Hundreds of warriors and machines to throw at the base. She's been duped. They'll all perish, of course. But it should be enough to break Gerard's defenses and allow Silence to kill him. Along with all the others.
That is an amazing question.
Yes, he's found a way to circumvent our shields. Truly an exceptional man. He's planned for everything. Except you and me. You see, while his army is battering down Gerard's doors, you and I will sneak in through a back way. One that only I know about. While Silence and my friends are busy battling each other, we'll take back Beta and Gaia. I told you I want to help you. I mean it.
My old focus. How did you find it, let alone repair it?
When we encountered you at the Hades Proving Lab, Gerard saw you as a redundancy. I knew better. You were a revelation. After your dramatic escape, bravo, by the way. Gerard and Eric assumed you were dead and gave up the hunt. I wasn't so sure. When the others were busy, I returned to the lab and searched for any trace of you. That's when I found this little treasure. Not easy to repair, but certainly worth the effort. As I watched your life unfold, you were like a splash of color on a worn canvas. What Liz was, and more.
Did you show it to the others?
Of course not. It was your actions that inspired me to defy them. It's worth noting that if I hadn't found it
Headcanon
and watched
accepted.
its contents, I wouldn't have known to save you at the cauldron. You'd be dead.
So I should be grateful?
If you like.
So you know all about me. What about you?
What would you like to know?
Well, start with your life on Earth.
When I was 8, terrorists flooded my home city. Thousands drowned, my parents included. I was one of the few who survived. My guardian sent me to boarding school. Among my peers, I was the strange girl, the orphan to be avoided. All because of circumstances beyond my control.
You are trying too hard.
So we're a lot alike, huh?
Aren't we? You were an outcast. But you didn't let that stop you from getting what you needed. Neither did I.
The power of
I climbed
Carrie
my way
and
out of
Moss,
desolation
indeed.
and used my wits to build a fortune. First from the technical analysis of art and the detection of forgeries. Profitable expertise in those days. But as it turned out, the software I developed was even more useful for counterintelligence. From there, it was only a short step to gathering extremely valuable intelligence on my own.
You were a spy?
More like a service one could turn to for information. I had to remain anonymous, of course, to protect my privacy. But despite that anonymity...
Liara. It's literally human Liara. Can't you see it? Her hair is so... it's very Asari.
What happened when Far Zenith approached?
She's the shadow broker.
They painted an irresistible vision of humanity's future. One where we need not fear illness or death.
Live for 1,000 years.
We explored the furthest reaches of the stars and thrived. It was only
go through space.
That they only intended to bequeath this future to the rich and powerful. By the time I finally figured it out, the walls were closing in, Pharaoh's machines were devouring the Earth. So I accepted Far Zenith's invitation to a berth on the Odyssey. I wanted Liz to come, but she had nobler plans, as you well know.
So you didn't know the other Zeniths were monsters until it was too late?
I knew some of them were, certainly. It wasn't until we were off-planet that I understood the true scope of their greed. I was grateful to simply be alive, but The others became obsessed with a kind of effortless immortality. They built a colony where machines serviced their every need, where any memory or fantasy could be endlessly savored in virtual reality. It wasn't life. It was stultifying, a pampered dream state. As the decades passed, I withdrew more and more, alone yet again, but this time with eons to consider my mistakes. Now finally, having met you, I feel like I have a second chance.
To do what?
Help you, of course. To fulfill Liz's dream, which isn't so different from Farzenith's original vision. A better future for humanity.
You said Beta is not in urgent danger, so what are the Zeniths doing to her?
Putting her to work. Merging Hephaestus with Gaia. A difficult, time-consuming task, as I'm sure you know. They will compel her if need be, but her life is not in danger. She's the only one who can do it.
Because you people made her to be nothing but a tool.
Gerard's idea, not mine. They always viewed me with suspicion when I attempted any form of kindness towards her. That's why I created the data channel. A virtual place where we could speak in peace.
So this channel you shared with Beta, none of the other Zeniths ever found out about it?
Gerard believes he's the most cunning of all of us. Even after 1,000 years, he still can't imagine that I would outwit him. The channel allowed me to interact with Beta away from their mistrustful eyes. It offered us a chance to be ourselves.
Until you cut off all contact.
Yes. Though it pained me. I was worried that our meetings would do her more harm than good.
She felt like you tossed her aside.
I was afraid the others would find out and punish her. She may not have had the comforts of friendship anymore, but at least I ensured she was safe. I know it seems harsh, but you must believe that her well-being has always been paramount to me.
Why did you make the data channel look like this place?
I built this house as a shelter to weather any storm. A safe place. Not just for me, but for the art stored below. Cultural artifacts of incalculable value. Truly some of the greatest achievements of human civilization.
And you wanted Beta to see them?
Yes. Her upbringing was so cold and technical. I thought if she could experience Vermeer and Rembrandt, it would bring something else into her life. A heritage every bit as valuable as the scientific and technical data being drummed into her. I'm sorry I had to cut off contact, but I'll never regret sharing this house with her. She needed its shelter even more than I did.
Beta told me your colony was destroyed. That you came back to Earth because you had nowhere else to go.
It's true. After we reached our destination, a planet in the Sirius star system, we spent decades building a new home. The physical constraints of Earth, the boundaries of mortality, gone. To think of what we could have done with it. It might have been a utopia. Instead, we stagnated, absorbed in effortless comforts and virtual realities. It took a cataclysm to finally yank us out of our stupor.
What happened?
A massive geological event. We knew of instabilities in the planet core, but we underestimated them. By the time the collapse was upon us, it was too late to stop it. Only a few of us made it to the ship in time. We set course for Earth, the only safe harbor left to us.
Which you decided to make unsafe for anyone else.
Not me. Gerard. He believes it's better to wipe the canvas clean than work around the smudges. No more primitive tribes, no more combat machines, only a blank slate to do with as he pleases. But we will stop him. All we have to do is get into that base.
What exactly is your plan to sneak into the Zenith base?
We will make use of a lesson I learned from an early age. Always know your exits. In this case, a place where Gerard's new construction meets the ancient foundation, a passage that only I can access. When Silence flings his army at the base, we will enter through this back door, bypassing most of the fighting. The distraction will provide us with a window in which to rescue Beta and Gaia.
Once we're inside the base, where will we find Beta and Gaia?
Here in the command center. By then, Gaia will have been reunited with all of its subordinate functions, including Hephaestus.
What about the alpha build of Apollo on your ship?
A simple matter of recovery once the others have been dealt with. With that in hand, we'll have everything we need to make this world as it should be.
How do you know about Silence's plan?
He isn't the only one adept at spyware.
You hacked his focus?
No, he's too careful for that. But his subordinates? Not so much. He gave additional focuses to the tribals he branded the Sons of Prometheus. By tapping them, I learned about most of his dealings. The distribution of override technology, the arming of Tanakh rebels, and the secret pact with Regala to attack Gerard's base.
But how did he come up with a weapon that can take down your shields?
That's the one thing I haven't been able to figure out, but however he did it, I'm quite certain it will work. With it and the Tanakh army, victory seems to be within his grasp. Such a shame he'll be disappointed.
Regala's only interested in killing Hekarro and waging war on the Karja. What does she have to gain by attacking Zenith?
It's the price she must pay for her war. Without the ability to override machines, her little rebellion would have languished in the desert.
So she trades with the Sons of Prometheus. Machines to help her overthrow Hekarro.
In exchange for an assault on the base. Pride has deluded her into thinking she can actually survive such a battle. And all without ever knowing who the Sons of Prometheus really answer to. Yet for all of Silence's brilliance, still he underestimates you. That blind spot is what will allow us to take Beta and Gaia right out from under him.
While hundreds of Tanakh are cut down outside. So you knew Elizabeth. What was she like?
Liz was everything she was. I see in you. And more. Your ingenuity, your determination, your moral compass. You've managed to distill her greatest qualities and make them your own.
I'm not asking about me. Tell me about Elizabeth. What was she really like?
The honest answer is that I don't actually know. For all the time that I spent with her, she always kept a part of herself locked away. It was like that from the moment we met.
So when you met Elizabeth, she was what? Distant? Aloof?
Not aloof. Not exactly. It was a summit in Paris about machine learning, a touchy subject in those days, because regulatory authorities were just starting to clamp down on AIs. Liz gave the keynote address. She had already achieved great renown for her work in automated environmental reclamation. But in her address, she was just starting to imagine the next step. An AI-driven system that wouldn't just act on its programming, but actually take responsibility for its sphere of influence.
To care about life. Not just follow orders.
Revolutionary stuff. I was fascinated. And I wanted to meet her for a long time. I watched her after her talk. She had spoken with such moral authority, such empathy. But after that, she retreated. I could tell she felt uncomfortable with all of her admirers. It was as if giving the talk had cost her something. I didn't want to be a pest, so I planned my approach carefully.
So how did you finally approach Elizabeth after her talk?
I picked the right moment. The morning of the next day, right as she came back to the conference, she had just had her coffee. She was fresh, rested. It was like she had braced herself for the onslaught of colleagues. I asked if I could walk with her, then put forth a question about her talk that I thought was intelligent. Her answer made me realize it wasn't, but she was very welcoming. Almost as if we were previously acquainted. It was only halfway through the conversation that I realized she knew exactly who I was. It was quite a shock to me. My business was trafficking in secrets, and I took great pains to protect my anonymity. So that was Liz, perpetually one step ahead. I came to view our meeting as a metaphor for our friendship. She always seemed to know me far better than I knew her.
I guess I know the feeling. First Varl. Now Hikaru and the Tenakth. Your plan would wipe out an entire tribe. There has to be another way.
We are in an admittedly desperate situation, but I assure you there isn't. Remember Zero Dawn. Elizabeth's sacrifice. Sometimes many have to die for a new world to grow.
If it looks impossible, look deeper. Wait. The data channel. It still exists, doesn't it? I need you to open it. Let me talk to Beta.
Impossible. We might be detected.
It's worth the risk. There is another way, one where the Tenakth survive.
But we won't. If the others...
If you want to help, open it. What are they doing to her?
Virtual reality dissociation. The manual merge of Hephaestus will take hours upon hours of tedious micromanagement. If she resists the work, they run simulations to induce feelings of isolation and despair.
Beta, can you hear me?
You're alive. They're watching me. I can't hold up this extra protection for long. You should have killed me.
No. No, look at me. I'm coming for you. I promise. Okay? I just need you to hold out a little while longer and work on the merge. contact again when it's time. Can you hold on?
As long as I know you're coming for me, I can endure anything.
All right. I did as you asked. Now I think you need to tell me what you're planning.
I'm going to take Sylens' army away. I don't need it. Only the weapon he made to penetrate your shields.
And how do you propose to get it? Ask him nicely?
Without Regala and her rebels, he won't have a choice. We'll be his only option.
Only option for what? What did you tell her?
That is between me and my sister. Will be Sylens' only option for crashing that base.
She said the thing.
But first, there are a couple of things I have to do.
Oh. And what are those?
Lay my friend to rest. And then I'm going to use the override that Beta gave me at Gemini to put an end to Regala's rebellion. From the air.
Wait. Since you insist on doing things your way, I know of something that will truly help you make a grand entrance with the Tenakth. The ancient Horus Titans still possess electromagnetic energy cells as part of their arsenal. Drop one of those on Regala's army and they'll receive quite a surprise. So go, do what you must. I'll come to your base if you manage to bring Sylens to the table.
I have new theories, but they're not fully developed. I'm just waiting for the Burning Shores, the end.
Erend, are you there?
Okay, I am sleepy, so I'm gonna save and go to bed. Thanks for hanging out, everyone.
It's me.
This has been Gemini. I'm sorry for your emotional
We're back at base.
state
What happened?
right now.
It might be easier to explain in person. I'll try to join you there when I can.
Okay. We'll wait here for
Oh,
you.
Gemini.
It's good to hear your voice, Aloy.
I am like tired. I had a full day though, and I like got a lot of groceries. And then I had to carry them home. What is going on with this apple? Got our eggs. Look at these little pastry. Look at like. Tilda really
Just to
made
let
a
you
nice
know,
breakfast.
I'm now patched into your focus network.
Ah!
Great. I take it the other Zeniths can't hear us?
Of course not. And they don't know about your base either, in case you were wondering. I've sent you data on the Horus energy cells you can use against Regala's forces. Reach out to me when you're ready to acquire one.
Understood.
Big Sur. McWay Cove. Maybe one day I'll go drive over here. Probably like a nice day's drive. Really? Should I let you know if I ever end up coming out that way? Alright, I'm just gonna fast travel here and save it, and then I'm gonna sign off.
Slow crunching in my boots.
Nice. I'm in Phoenix area, so it's not that far away. I just haven't, I mean, with COVID and everything, I haven't been traveling Trying to minimize my additional chain links of infection contribution. So, you know, I play video games instead of travel. I climb cliffs with Aloy. Because it's a small thing, but it's real. A way to minimize spreading the pandemic that is definitely still happening and killing people. So, you know, we gotta do what we gotta do, but we also can not do what we cannot do. And find the balance. Yeah? How long of a drive is that? At the one end of the one? Okay. I need to get a map and learn the actual highways. Okay, but I'm super sleepy, so I'm gonna go to sleep now because look at me falling off a cliff. I was like falling asleep during that conversation with Tilda, and I was so like nervous that I was gonna fall asleep streaming. So I'm gonna sign off now because I'm still nervous that I'm gonna fall asleep streaming. I am just like, I hit a wall. I've been waking up super early, so not on my own, not like on purpose, like just, oof. So I'm gonna go to sleep early now. Good night. I'll be back at 7:15 p.m. tomorrow night, Mountain Standard Time. Toodaloo. Bye.